Good
Good
morning.
morning. Morning, goddesses, or
Hmm.
whatever time of day it is when you're watching this.
Indeed, indeed. Well, we are on a week two of our month-long journey with the Muses.
Yeah.
And this week we are tapping into the magic of altar creations and being able to work with the goddess energy of the Muses to support us in our endeavors of creativity and allowing our ideas and inspirations to be activated into the world. So, we're going to talk a little bit today about some different things you could potentially place on your altar, as well as some things you could do while sitting at that altar.
Yeah. Yeah. Every month in our past explorations, we've had some very specific things regarding that goddess of the month that we would suggest you put on your altar. However, this being the new year and the Muses are really a collection of goddess energies and creative explorations, expressions, you can just do what you want with this one.
Oh, yeah. Guys,
Well, as with any of them. Uh, and what better way to set the tone for the rest of the year by invoking that creative expression that's in every one of us, that divine feminine is creativity, is creative in all ways. And just make this your own. And what you tap into is you and is a reflection of you. And I love that our goddess Shannon in our group had already posted what she had put her altar together. She is our resident artiste in the painting and exploration and all those things. And we really appreciate her sharing that. And any of you listening and later on, please do post what you've created in your altar or how it's uh, coming to be. Don't feel
Yeah.
like it has to be done today.
No.
Just thinking about it.
That's why we shifted to a month. So that way you can just take what we're talking about here and apply it in divine order and time. Um,
Right.
so, setting an altar, what is an altar? Truly, it is a place for ceremony, for sacred practice, for you to sit down with purpose and intention, right? And so, as we work with each of these goddess aspects over this year, the intention of inviting you to create an altar is to help you really step into the journey with this goddess and really invite yourself into invoking what her essence is into your life with more intention. Um, when the Muses brought themselves to our awareness for January, Paige and I felt very grateful and excited because, we're in this time of winter, which is where we kind of are resting and letting ourselves just kind of restore and prepare for the next season that will be coming, which is spring. And so when we're in this time of rest is when ideas and inspirations and dreaming happens, right? So if you think when you sleep, you dream. And so we want to use this energy of the winter time to allow that dreaming, that daydreaming, those ideas and, oh, I wish I could do that. Well, you can. So we want to support you in harnessing how to get there, right?
Mm-hmm.
So by tapping into the energy of the Muses, what is that going to do to help you with that? Well, by allowing yourself to engage in creative expression, coloring, painting, singing, dancing. I mean, the list goes on and on. Whatever it is that you do, we'd love to hear it. uh, Allowing that to move through you is going to help creative juices be able to begin to flow through your entire being. And that's where those ideas and inspirations can start to unite with your whole being.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And so having this altar to come sit to and meditate or color or play a vibration instrument or actually an instrument if you are musically inclined. I am intuitively musically inclined. I guess that's the way to put how I work with this is so I do a lot of vibrational work with sound tools, and that really is what helps open up my creative essence, is to use vibration. So it's about tapping into whatever creative expressions you might want to invest in, even journaling, writing. So you
Absolutely.
sit at this altar to do that work, to allow yourself just to play in the creativity. And then when you play in the creativity, then you soften your body and your mind to become more easeful. Paige was sharing earlier today that that's
My new word. Useful.
and that ease allows you to start creating based on these ideas and inspiration that come to you. So let's talk about a few things you could place on the altar for the muses specifically. Paige, you have any thoughts you want to share?
Well, the things I typically use are what engages the senses. I like to envision myself as a sensual person, meaning just being aware of all the senses and what invokes those. So I'll have a candle, so I'll have light and something aromatic, maybe that's a candle or incense, or a crystal or essential oil, and then something tactile. You can hold a crystal or even just a nice piece of fabric that you're sitting on, and all of those things. I do like to write, and I'll have a journal, notebook, something handy where I can jot down something. And really, I'm thinking of kind of going outside the box on this altar, and I'm not really sure where it's going to go, but I have started a vision board, so I'm fairly sure that is going to be front and center at my altar to begin this process. And then it'll morph and change, but whatever is specific to what you, dear goddess, speaks to you. Maybe you like to cook. I was just thinking, I mean, you want to put food on your altar, but maybe you would. Maybe you made these amazing cookies last night and you just want to put a cookie on your altar to remind yourself that, that what an amazing cook you are. The possibilities are endless, but whatever gives you that creative spark, your favorite a painting or artist, or just music playing in the background. I mean, it could be all sorts of things. That's what's coming to me right now. Yeah.
Yeah. And I really love the vision board. I think that that's an excellent way to allow the ideas that are in your mind to take some kind of form. And then you're tapping not only into creative expression, you're also tapping into manifesting power, because when we're working with vision boards, the whole purpose of a vision board is to, again, be a point of reference of why you're doing the things you're doing, why you're continuing to take action in the direction of what it is that you are wanting to have in your life, right? So the more that we can create a space that supports all of that, the more likely it is that we can become the magnetic attractor of that, because our mind is staying positive. Our mind is staying in the statements of this is done, this is now. I was just sharing with Paige before we got in here that I have an opportunity that I'm that's beginning to open itself up And so I'm placing myself in that space where that opportunity is present. And when I'm meditating, I'll close my eyes and visualize myself in that space and visualize all the people that are coming to that experience with me. And it's really, really, I mean, cool, man. when you can do that work. And that is one of my favorite meditations that a dear friend of ours, Sue, shared with me, was flow dreaming. And it's just, you just put out the request and then you just watch all of it coming to you. And there's no like holding it or pulling it. It is just literally like flowing into your entire being.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is something that is, I would do at that altar. I would access at that altar. So images of the muses also is something that we suggest. Every time we work with a goddess, we suggest that you bring an image of that goddess onto the altar, because then you're connecting with her energy, you know, again, with purpose and intention. This is all about intention. Everything that we're suggesting and encouraging you to do comes back to, you know, the power of intention.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I'm thinking of those people who might not have a huge amount of space for an altar, and what can you do? It doesn't have to be super elaborate
No.
at all. In fact, just a tiny little vision board, you know, with a few images that invoke that vision that you have.
Bedside table, if you just had maybe
Right.
crystal and someplace that you can sit down and say, I'm going to sit here with intention today.
Yeah. Yeah. And even in
Oh,
a
and
space.
here's another good idea. I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you
No,
off.
that's good.
But so say maybe you don't feel safe leaving it out. Find yourself a beautiful magical box. Place the things that you want in the box. And then anywhere you go, you open the box and your altar is there, because you can place it out and do
There you
whatever you need.
go. I love that. Yeah, I mean, so often when I travel, I throw a little bag of crystals and this and that, and to kind of do that sort of thing, but never really intentionally put together like a traveling altar for the. You just kind of have it ready for on the go, even maybe to take out to to the beach.
Yeah.
And I'm getting all kinds of ideas about that.
Well, and so that's another thing for your altar. So we're talking about creativity, right? So water. So
Oh yes,
maybe a
absolutely.
bowl of water with flowers in it. Maybe some representation of water. So we want to tap in sacral chakra energy. So also sacral chakra, you know, stones or an image of the sacral chakra, because we're talking about creativity. So again, we want to tap into the essence of this energy and place it onto our altars, however we see it to be.
Mm-hmm. That beautiful orange glow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this right here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So we have, and so next week, once you have had some time to come up with a way to set up your altar, an idea about your altar, next week we're going to give you even more ideas about how to tap into that creativity, how to tap into those ideas and inspiration, and really bring yourself into this work with intention and love.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful.
So, with that, we bid you adieu.
Adieu.
Please share your altars. We would love to see them.
Yes, yes.
And we will see you next week. Until then, blessed be. Namaste.